Alright, I've been working on a head gasket job on a 2005 Grand Cherokee with the 5.7 Hemi. The issue I ran into was how to disconnect the exhaust manifold. You can get to it from underneath. You can just barely squeeze a socket up in there. You need 17 inches worth of extensions to reach it and get an impact hammer on the bottom end. But it wasn't loosening. Sometimes on the older vehicles, I'll just over tighten it to purposely snap them off. That wasn't working. After much deliberation and trying different things, here's what I found out you can do. If you take off your inner fender, you get this little pocket in here, and you can see the exhaust manifold on the driver's side. Now, what you have to do is, I took a reciprocating saw with a 12-inch blade, 12-inch metal blade. 9 inches won't do it, 10 inches won't do it. It has to be a 12-inch blade for you to be able to fit this all the way back in there through that pocket and to get onto that bolt. With a 12-inch metal blade on a reciprocating saw, I was able to cut that farthest back bolt. The front one will be easy. Now, to put this back on, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nuts, and you can see here, the factory nuts, if my finger's not in the way, the factory nuts have a piece of metal welded on them that hits up against the pipe so that it keeps the nut from spinning, if you understand what I mean. You can either buy those replacement nuts, or you can just take a regular nut and weld a piece of metal onto it, whether it be a piece of metal, small metal bar, like 1/4 inch thick metal dowel rod, anything like that, so that once it turns, that will hit up against the metal pipe and keep it from spinning on you. That, I think, is going to be the easiest way to do this versus having a buddy trying to hold it with a ratchet or a wrench. So that's how I'm going to put it back together. But this was a big issue for me, and I finally found a way to do it, so I figured I'd share. So again, this is a easy way to get to your exhaust manifold bolts, cut your exhaust manifold bolts. And these are easy to cut because you can buy replacement bolts and all. It's not like some engines where the threaded section is part of your manifold. I believe the Ford 5.8 liter is like that, so you can't cut it, or you're buying yourself new exhaust manifolds. On this particular engine, the nuts and bolts are separate from the flange, so cut away.